In the heart of an old Victorian mansion, four friends gathered for what was supposed to be a night of adventure, a night that swiftly became a terrifying ordeal. The dimly lit room flickered with the light of scattered candles, casting dancing shadows along the walls that seemed to move with sinister intent. On the cold wooden floor sat an ancient Ouija board, its letters worn by the passage of time, and a planchette that seemed to almost pulse with a life of its own. Caroline, the bravest of the group, suggested the seance. Her friends agreed hesitantly, feeling the weight of the room's eerie ambience pressing upon them. As they sat in a circle, each rested a trembling hand on the planchette, which felt surprisingly warm to the touch. "Spirits, if you're here, make yourselves known," Caroline bravely called out, her voice barely rising above a whisper. The room was still. An unsettling silence hung heavy in the air, stretching seconds into a seemingly eternal moment. Then, without warning, the planchette started to move, gliding smoothly across the board. "Itchy-LLO," it spelled, as their wide eyes followed its path with growing dread. Suddenly, a sound, a soft, almost musical whisper, filled the room, though its source was unseen. It moved around them like a nightly breeze, sending chills down their spines. Then, a chilling apparition materialized, its ghostly form flickering like an old film reel. The friends could barely maintain their composure, their hands slipping from the planchette as fear gripped them tightly. Without warning, the candle's flames flickered and flared, throwing the room into a dizzying pattern of light and shadow. Items in the room began to levitate. A book here, a candlestick there, and then a terrifying scream erupted from nowhere, piercing the night and branding its horror into their minds. Each corner of a room seemed alive with shadowy figures, watching, waiting. The staticky whispers grew louder, incoherent yet somehow menacing, the plight of the trapped souls echoing through time. Panic-stricken, the friends clamored to halt the seance, frantically pushing the planchette to Joe DBY, but it resisted, fighting against the grasp of their trembling fingers. As the final letter was reached, silence abruptly descended. For a moment, it felt as though the room held its breath. But just as relief began to seep in, the room's single window shattered, and a gust of freezing air extinguished the candles, plunging them into darkness. All that remained was the distant echo of a sinister laugh, fading into the silence of the haunted night. As they stumbled out of the mansion, they vowed never to speak of that night again, yet each knew they were forever marked by the whispers of the Ouija.